which are present in our body. So in order to clean up those different kind of cell, the autophagy process is very much essential. You may have a question that there is apoptosis, that is cell death. That is cell death. You can have that question, but how it is different from autophagy? That autophagy helps to maintain the homeostasis process, and it helps in normal function by protein degradation. And whenever there is degradation of protein, the turnover that is left, that turnover of that old or the dead cell is converted into new cell, and the cell which is present, the leftover of the dead cell is converted into new cell in a fresh way, in such a way that it is going to help for the fruitful future. It lacks nutrients, and these nutrients, if our body is having nutrients, then definitely autophagy is not going to take place. So autophagosome lack nutrients, then only autophagy can take place. And there are more than 15 genes which are essential for the formation of autophagy. Here is clearly visible. When the body is having nutrients, then the vacuole is not expanded. When there is less nutrients are present, when during the time of starvation in our body, then the cell will be sac-like structure, and there will be the formation of autophagosome. And when the autophagosome will be formed in our body, then the process of autophagy will take place. So he also, that scientist of Japan also conducted experiment in his lab. So first he was in search of protein degradation, but he used the yeast cell, and that yeast cell is kind of similar to the human cell. And then he wasn't sure that autophagy is happening or not, but he was in search of that, how it is happening. So then he used the yeast cell, and through the microscope, first he degraded the protein of that yeast cell, and in order to see if autophagosome can accumulate in or not, he first cultured it with the lack of enzymes and different kinds of enzymes. Though he has first degraded the protein, then due to the lack of enzymes, the cells started starving, and there was the formation of autophagosome, and the process of autophagy was discovered by him. And the result proved that autophagy occurs due to the presence of autophagosomes. For the different kinds of autophagy, there are three kinds of autophagy. First is microautophagy, second is macro, third is chaperone mediated. First in microautophagy, these are the small different kinds of vesicles which are present in our body. When then attached to the lysosome, it helps to form a sac-like structure, and then it degrades. And that's the micro. In some proteins and organisms, when they directly join to lysosome, vacuoles or endosome, then the first is the microautophagy. Second, let's talk about macroautophagy. Here there are four different steps. First, the small protein molecules or the vesicles, they will join together in the process of nucleation. Then, by the formation of primers-like structure, they help in the formation of extension. And that extension will have to envelop the cytosol of vector by the process of phagocytosis, and they will form autophagosome. And that autophagosome, with the help of lysosome, and the lysosome who are having the acid hydrolysis, they will combine together, and finally they will digest. Third is the chaperone-mediated autophagy. You may have a question, what do you mean by chaperone? Chaperone are different kinds of the protein molecules which help the other protein molecules for mediating like scaffolding, transformation of the protein blocks. So in chaperone mediated, there is the substrate protein, that is the K-RO motif. It joins with cytosolic chaperones of HSC73, and they helps to form a membrane receptor in LAM known as LAM12, and that it enters the lysosome structure, and lysosome which are having proteases which degrade down the protein, and the process of autophagy occurs. So now the question, how you can induce autophagy in our body? First and the foremost thing is the nutrition. If the body is having nutrition, enough nutrients in our body, then definitely autophagy is not going to occur. Here there is a catch. Transfer of rhabdomyosin, and this is the most important substrate which helps to deliver nutrients to our body. Whenever there will be nutrition, the body is getting proper nutrition. If mTOR is present, it is giving nutrients, and definitely autophagy is not going to happen in our body. Second is the growth factor. Growth factor also inhibits the process of autophagy in our body. Third is the hormones. Hormone is having an intracellular or extracellular impact in our body also on autophagy. Fourth is the intracellular calcium concentration. More is the calcium concentration in our body, less is the autophagy process happening. Fourth is the hypoxia. When we are having less oxygen, there are different kinds of cells which are degrading their smaller, fewer components, which are recycled through the process of autophagy. And most importantly, at the last is the aggregation of the misfolded protein. If the protein components are broken, then definitely through this process of autophagy, only they are going to be renewed. Now the major health benefits of the process of autophagy. First is the defective damaged cell parts is going to be repaired. Second is the intercellular pathogen are also going to be reduced. Third is that the misfolded protein or any amyloid deposit or the toxic, different kinds of toxins which are present in our body, that are also going to be eradicated. The free fatty acid, that is free fatty amino acids, are converted into cell modeling and it acts as a fuel. Most importantly, this happens for our mitochondrial damage. It means it reconstructs our mitochondria in such a way that it can also eradicate the oxidant stress of our body. Now the key facts about autophagy. There are different practical ways also we can promote autophagy. First, fasting activates autophagy. When we are not having enough kinds of nutrients, then the mTOR, which is mainly responsible for autophagy, it deactivates. And here when there is caloric restriction, this affects the 5 molecular pathways that activate the autophagy. Second is the sunlight, vitamin D, activate also activates the autophagy. Third is the rapamycin. This directly affects the mammalian cells of our body and it also has the great effect like the mTOR. Here R stands for the rapamycin and it has the most two important mechanisms. TORC1 and TORC2 mechanism through which autophagy happens. Fourth is the capelin, which also activates. Fifth is the green tea, which also affects. And eighth is the metformin, because it activates the AMP, that is adenosine monophosphate kinase activation. It is also very much impactful for the process of autophagy. Now, how the process of autophagy occurs? First, there is sequentiation. Here are the small vesicles. These small vesicles will be converting into a larger droplets. We can say as larger droplet. Then there will be extension, and here the autophages are from around the cytoplasm and organelles. Then it will transfer towards the lysosomes. The autophagism will fuse with the lysosomes, and they will convert into autophagolysosomes. And that autophagolysosomes has the lysosomes in it, and that lysosome contains different kinds of enzymes like proteases, RNAs, and that degrade the autophagolysosomes, and finally the degraded product has the cellular materials in it and it is utilized by our body. So now in this era when their obesity is the most important, many people are facing the disease of obesity. Here there is a rise of term of intermittent fasting. That means which is only triggered like 12 to the 16 hours. Well, in the tier 1, tier 2 cities, this intermittent fasting is very much impactful. But what actually happens in intermittent fasting? First of all, our body, whenever it is starving, there will be a formation of phagophore. That phagophore will convert into autophagosome, and with the help of lysosome, it will form into autophagosome and lysosome formation. But when in 12 hours fasting this happens, and when the 16 hours of fasting, the body activates that autolysosomes, degrades, and the cells are getting cycled, or the cells which are damaged, like the different kinds of cells which are present in our mitochondria, they are activated during this process. So this autophagy is very much important, and this is a very important concept that people should know when they are doing intermittent fasting. So here are the references from which I got, and that's what I